Windy girl, what's going on?
Hey Ryan, welcome in.
Welcome.
How is everybody? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, right?
Pirate Girl Trish, hello, welcome in.
Happy Friday, and I think we're the only ones live streaming tonight, right?
And just us.
No one else is live right now. I don't think anyone else is live.
You guys
I don't
aren't
know.
busy at all, are you?
I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell us if anyone else is live streaming tonight.
I think everybody's live streaming tonight. It is a big night in the parks tonight.
Everyone and their mother is live streaming, right?
We've got the new Star Wars, whatever it's called. What is it? Star Wars month.
May the 4th be with you. Is that what it is?
No, it's April. Linda Lou, welcome in.
Linda Lou.
I know there's a name for it, and I forget what it is.
May the Cinco de Mayo, right?
Negative. Nope.
Not that one?
Nope. It is not the one.
Revenge of the Sith, right?
Mm-mm.
Revenge of the Sixth. That's next month.
That's next one.
Miss V, what's going on? How are you? Ryan Bremer, how's it going, friend? Welcome in.
We're good. Happy Friday.
Yes, Friday.
I know. Friday's good. Fridays are good. We work weekends, but kind of taking a little bit of a break this weekend.
I remember last time we did this, it was raining too. It was like cold.
It was raining.
Gloomy.
It's cold tonight though.
It rained a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, all night last night.
Yeah, it rained all through the night.
All night last night. Windy girl.
So we got some perfect gloomy weather, cold weather for a ghost story night.
It is definitely cold and gloomy out, and we definitely got some stories. Let's see if someone at the front door.
Linda Lou, Pirate Girl Trish, Ryan, Miss
How's
B.
everybody doing? How's your Friday?
So thank you guys for joining us on a Friday. I know we normally do Thursdays, but we just wanted to be a little bit more prepared for tonight or for our ghost stories.
We were so toast yesterday.
We were beat yesterday.
We were just beat.
Only because we went to the park the night before. By the time we come home, get settled in, go to bed, it's 2:30, 3. Yeah, we're creeping on 3 in the morning.
We didn't get home till like 2:30.
Yeah.
I think by the time we let the dogs out, do the things, make sure the house is tight and everything. It's like 3:15. By the time you settle down, it's 4:30. For me, I can't go right to sleep. And then I just pop up at like 6:37, and so then came the headache.
Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling good till like 3:30 or 4, and it was right about that time I just said, you know what? I'm not 100%. And so let's call it.
We want to give you guys the best ghost story experience with us.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten the best version of me, that's for sure. I would have been like, oh, good night.
We would have been in character. We would have been like zombies, real living dead family zombies.
Yeah, we would have been
mumbling ghost stories for you guys.
Mumbling idiots for sure. But we had a really good time on Wednesday. Thank you for everyone that joined us. We hit 500 subscribers.
I know, 500.
So we're super excited.
And thank you guys again if you weren't on our live stream the other night.
Headache twins today. Trish, get rid of that thing, girlfriend. Go to sleep, honey.
Thank you guys. We hit that number, and we also, one of our other friends in the community hit 500 as well. So congratulations.
And then the next day, Jen with Donnyland.
Yes, Donnyland. They just hit 1,000. So huge congratulations. Big week for live streamers. So
Miss V, hello everybody. Welcome in. Thank you guys for joining us on a Friday. Do you love the decorations? Can you see them all? I don't know.
I know, we're kind of hiding
I've got like a fun lit up haunted mansion thing behind me. It's some kind, I don't think I'm helping here any.
We'll show them at the end of the...
My chair's in the way. But we have fun stuff going on behind us.
Got some pumpkins
We've
here.
got Jack here. So we went with Jack and Sally tonight with Nightmare Before Christmas. We've got some Jack and Sally candle holders and.
Why don't you show them what Sally does?
And we got Miss Sally back here, who sings you her haunting tune. Can you see her? I can't see. Let's see. There we go. Isn't she pretty? Isn't her song beautiful? Are we gonna get copyright strikes
I know.
for this?
Most of our videos are copyright because of just the music in the parks.
Just the music in the parks. Isn't she fun? Do you remember those Staple commercials with the help button?
Yes.
This is my help
That's
button.
the Staples help button.
I'm just gonna push that and listen to Sally sing me a tune. And I'm happy. Tina to a T, welcome
Hey,
in,
Tina,
beautiful.
how are you, friend?
you? So yeah, we've got our Jack and Sally matching shirts on tonight.
Which Gma
Grandma
LT
LT got for us.
got
I
us
could
some
have
matching
gotten
shirts.
stupid. We've got comforters and all the stuff, but we only have so much space right here to work with.
I don't know
And
if,
so here we are.
I don't know if these show up on the camera. We got
I
Jack and
know.
Sally candelabras, right?
Candelabra. We got. I know he's a little heavy, but he is a fun piece. He's cool. Isn't
That
he
was.
fun?
Do you guys remember the Disney stores
The
in
Disney
the mall?
store.
Yeah, he was like the last one. This was many years ago.
Holding
And,
his head right there.
Yeah.
And the reason I went with Jack and Sally tonight is because we hit that 500. We'll be doing our giveaways on Sunday. Sunday. So we'll do Living Dead lattes, and we'll do our giveaway. And a couple things that we are doing for our giveaway were donated, since she's in here, by Tina to a T.
Thank you, Tina.
And they are Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a really cool one. This is gonna be good for Christmas. It's an advent calendar full of 30 spooky surprises over 25 days of fun, still in its original packaging. Isn't that cool? Tina knows we love Haunted Mansion and donated a couple of fun things. I'll show the others here in a little while when we're wrapping up, but that's one of them. And so I thought we'll just do the theming here. Does the chalk link work? I know the
just
other
pinned it
day
right now.
it wasn't working.
Oh, was it working?
The link wasn't working.
Oh, shoot.
Let me see if
Okay.
it's working. Let me check. Okay, no, sorry, it seems like you have a bad URL.
Okay.
So I don't know why that's not working. I don't know why that's not working.
I don't know either, so let me just remove the pin.
Yeah, we'll remove the pin.
We'll make hopefully by tomorrow, we'll be live streaming this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at the URL tonight and see what's going on with that, so.
Yeah,
Mary's-
isn't she great?
I know.
I know.
Mary already reached her goal, right?
She reached and surpassed her goal.
Thank you, guys.
So she shared that on her social media, and obviously people that are familiar with her story were excited to give. And so so she's good to go, and she'll keep raising money also in the background. And so now that we've got her secured, because she was the most important to lock that day, we'll go ahead and start throwing our links up. And we've got two. We've got you and me separately, so a lot to raise. Yeah, we both got to walk. So a lot to raise. Plenty of time to do it.
Lots of time. The deadline's what, July?
July something.
Okay.
Alex Bartley says, Oceanside, Mom and Alex Jeep.
Okay.
Man, you and these Jeep tours. SeaWorld Park, Sunday, April 27th, Saturday morning Alex, thank you. I hope you have a blessed day on that day.
Alex, can you take us with you? I want to go on a Jeep ride in San Diego.
In the Jeep with you. Hope it's a beautiful Sunday for you, friend.
2024, that's
absolutely.
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you, Alex.
And Alex, if you're planning for 2025 already, I'm extremely impressed because I can't get past this week, let alone the end of this month,
right.
let alone next year.
Exactly.
So we've got some stories. We've got, thank you, Windy Girl. Windy Girl's been in the background sending us some fun stuff. So we've got some Disney stories that are fun. I have found a couple stories, a couple more I can read from my phone as well. And then we're going to wrap up with another personal account of ours. Not in our home this time. Before we creep you all out completely. And then we'll finish off with what's coming on Sunday, and then I think we should be good, right?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Did we get any submissions recently from prior to last time? Okay, so
I haven't gotten any more
make sure you guys,
submissions.
because our ghost stories, pretty much we rely on you guys to help us out with our stories as well. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome. Feel free to submit your personal accounts, a friend, family, neighbor, whoever it is. Feel free to email us at our Gmail account, livingdeadfamily@gmail.com, and tell us your personal account with a ghost story, a UFO, anything fun and exciting, anything supernatural that you've experienced recently in the past when you were a small child. Anything. We will be more than happy to read them for you. So again, that's livingdeadfamily@gmail.com. And we'd be more than happy to read your stories on our next live stream when we do ghost stories, which is typically on Thursdays.
Typically on Thursdays.
Every other Thursday, because we do movie nights on the opposite weeks on Thursdays. So
unless we stay out too late.
Unless we stay out too late. If we did movie night, we would be so
older,
bored.
guys.
I know.
Bouncing back after a late night is getting a little hard.
Yes.
But we had a really good time on Wednesday. And thank you guys for hanging out with us and all the celebration. It was fun.
And thanks again for helping our Living Dead Fam clan grow at 500 plus now.
Yeah, I think we're at 504.
Yeah, 504. Wow. So if you're new here, remember to monster mash that like button for us, and why not considering being part of our family and hit that subscribe button for all fun things, spooky, Halloween related. As you can see, it's year-round Halloween with us. So
yeah, definitely.
And theme park fun.
Mm-hmm. And then if you haven't already, apparently it helps, go ahead and hit that like button.
Yes, if you just come in before you're on your way out, hit that like button for us. Pretty please. We appreciate it. Okay. I think that's it. That's good. We can looks like we got just about everybody in here. Right, good vibes. Power Girl Trish, Windy Girl, thank you. Miss V, Tina to a T. All right, I think we are ready.
You want to go first?
Sure. And these are the Disneyland ghosts.
These are the Disneyland ghosts. So I kind of separated them.
Is that where the story ends?
This is one story.
Okay.
This is one. Here's one. Here's one.
So where
and
the
then
red
there's like
is,
some shorter ones, so I just kind of we can maybe leave those for another night
or whatever.
And then here's another one, and then here and here.
Okay. And these are all from Disney, right?
These are all from Windy, and these are all Disney like cast members or people who have had accounts in the parks.
Awesome. Thank you, Wendy Girl, for submitting these. And
Dave Averino, welcome
in.
Hey,
Dave, welcome in. All right, so these are from Disneyland Ghost Stories submitted. This is the first one by David V, and it is titled The Locker Ghost Girl. In August of 2019, I saw something at the Disneyland Resort that rattled me to my core. It was just a subtle, creepy moment, but it stuck with me ever since. After Disney's D23 Expo in Anaheim, my sister and I headed to the theme parks for a late lunch. Since we had bags filled with merchandise from the expo, we rented a locker near the Disney California Adventure entrance. The parks were crowded that Saturday, and we saw several people wander out of the nearby restroom, wiping sweat from their foreheads. The locker area was small, wonderfully cool, and thankfully uncrowded. It was just as a young girl with fair skin that I noticed out of the corner of my eye. She crouched against the far wall, digging out of a bottom row locker. As my sister and I chit-chatted about our first ride, we kept our voices as not low as not to bother her. After a couple of minutes, I realized that the girl had been crouching for quite a while. Though I couldn't tell how old she was, I thought it was odd that she was alone for so long. I didn't want to rudely look directly at her, so I kept track from the corner of my eye, just to make sure that she was okay. The girl played with her long yellow skirt as if dusting it off. I thought the pattern was out of place, either red polka dots or strawberries. It looked like something a person might wear on Dapper Day. Suddenly, the girl turned around. I stopped keeping track of her and focused on my sister, who was stuffing her things into our locker. Still, I could sense the girl's eyes on us. I looked again from the side, hardly able to see her in my peripheral vision. She was standing now, staring at us. I noticed her short, dirty blonde hair and the skirt's length as it cascaded to her ankles. She was taller and older than I expected, probably a young teenager. What was she doing? Why was she looking at us? It was just too weird, and I needed to know. I quickly crammed my bag into the corner locker and shut it. I could still see the girl watching us. All at once, I gave up my reservations and turned around. No one was there. The locker area was totally empty. There wasn't a thing that resembled a yellow dress or a girl with fair skin. For a moment, I stared at the emptiness with goosebumps racing down my arms. "Are we going over to Disneyland?" asked my sister. She looked toward me and noticed my flustered face. "What's wrong?" "Did you see that girl?" I shook. "Near those lockers?" "Yeah, I saw someone," my sister muttered. She had noticed the girl too, but I didn't have to explain. My sister was already staring at the empty row of lockers near us. I watched the color swiftly leave her face. No, no, no. I told my sister about the ghost I'd seen at Disneyland before, and now she'd seen one too. The moment was haunting and darkened my sunny afternoon. My sister reopened the locker and yanked our things from it. With our arms full, we rushed towards Disneyland, gripping our bags and unable to shake the ghostly girl from our minds. Wow. That was really good.
That was good.
That was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been curious about things. I've heard other accounts too of ghosts that roam
Probably endless.
Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it has to do, I know you're not supposed to do this, but a lot of people take their loved ones' remains and scatter them throughout the resort. And being that, since I used to be a cast member there, for several years I've made friends with other cast members in other departments. And one specifically was a custodial who had been there several years. And he had mentioned to me Don't even think about bringing your loved one's remains in the parks because they end up, there's cameras everywhere in that park, and they have codes that they radio towards one another, and they'll radio and to come in and quickly clean it up, and they do it really fast. That's within the park. I'm not sure what the premises are outside. I would assume it's probably the same outside the gates of those parks, but
Cameras everywhere.
yeah, same thing with Pirates. They have to shut it down, and unfortunately those remains just float.
Yeah.
They don't sink like people do, so they have to go up there and vacuum them, and it's just a mess. So I would suggest to not do that, but hey, there's still haunts that spook the property there of Disneyland, that's for sure.
100%. Yeah.
That was a good one. AZ Troy, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. If you're just joining us, we are doing ghost stories tonight, as you can tell. Welcome to our spooky home. These again are submitted from Wendy Girl. Thank you, Wendy Girl. She's sharing with us other accounts that are specific towards Disneyland. So that we just got done with one story. We're about to read our next one, and this one is
a Freddy Krueger doll. No, this is if you're talking about this, Dave, this is Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So Disney, not too scary, right?
She's scary in life, right?
Yeah. No Freddy Krueger anywhere here today. Everything is Nightmare Before Christmas.
This is Disney. A Disney ghost story theme, so.
Nope, we're not trying to scare you too much, friend.
We're keeping it Disney friendly as much as we can today. To go
but they
along
are
with
ghost stories, so.
Yeah, they're still spooky. Still spooky. All right, so should we continue with the Disney ones?
Let's go.
All right. Story number 2. Again, thank you, Wendy Girl. This was submitted by Mike A. And the story is called New Orleans and Toontown Encounters. Speaking of custodial, here we go. I worked custodial from 2002 to 2004 and had some bizarre things happen to me. One night in New Orleans, I was emptying the trash from the exit of Haunted Mansion, right where the escalator ramp takes you up. I came the back way, down the employee stairs, and saw an elderly woman in an antique-looking wheelchair sitting in the hallway. I thought nothing of it and opened the door to where the trash can was. As I held the door open with my foot tying the trash bag, I thought to myself, what was that guest doing in an employee-only hallway? The park had been closed for a while. When I turned back into the hallway, not even 5 seconds later, the lady was gone.
Wow.
I was kind of creeped out, but shrugged it off and went about my business. As the night went on, I could not stop thinking about that woman in the wheelchair. It wasn't the rental wheelchairs. This one looked like it was made of wood. I finished my shift and forgot about it. I used to hear tons of stories from coworkers about certain areas being haunted, so I would always wander around the park exploring. Disney is creepy when it is empty, so I can see why people would have stories of being watched or have strange feelings. I remember sweeping the line for Roger Rabbit one night, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a man standing near me in a navy blue t-shirt and black Dickies style shorts. I asked if he needed anything. When I looked up, he was gone. I walked pretty fast all the way through the line looking for him, and nobody was in there. Nobody was in there because Toontown was closed. It seemed like everyone had a haunted mansion, haunted bathroom, Tom Sawyer, or Toontown story, so I kept the strange things that happened to me to myself. I felt like nobody would believe me anyway. A few months later, I was talking with a woman that had worked there for a long time. Someone had committed suicide in the parking structure that summer. So we were talking about deaths in the park and the possibilities of the supernatural.
Wow.
She told me a story about sweeping inside the haunted mansion at the bottom of the elevators after the park closed and seeing an elderly woman in a wheelchair. When she looked up to speak to her, the room was empty. I thought to myself, no way, how familiar. I didn't tell her what happened to me, but I had a lump in my throat and felt pretty creeped out for a long time. I was always curious about the spirits and the supernatural, but wasn't sure I believed in that kind of stuff. I'm still not sure I believe in that stuff, but I cannot explain who those people were or where they came from. Wow. That's a good one.
I know. There's been, unfortunately, so much activity on the parking structure as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been there lately. You'll notice that they now have security stationed everywhere.
Almost like on every corner.
On every wall of that
on both
structure.
parking structures, because we've been on the top of Mickey and Friends and then the new Pixar structure.
Yeah.
And they do have security
Sad.
posts
It's really sad.
on radio with one another. That's their job, is to just sit there and observe and make sure nothing happens.
I know one time it was like 2 or 3 times in like a week. It was like a short span of time. And then ever since then, now they have basically a watch. Yeah, a watch out for that. So we know it happens. It just is really, really sad and unfortunate.
And I'm sure as time goes along, we'll probably hear other accounts from security cast members that happen to work or have to walk those grounds, especially those 2 parking structures.
Yeah.
As the years go by, I'm sure they will have some type of encounters.
Wow.
Yeah, accounts from that. Wow, that was really good.
That was good.
Thank you again, Wendy. We got some more here.
Wendy girl.
If you're just joining us, welcome. This is the Living Dead family. We like telling ghost stories here when we're not in the parks, and we like doing. Gosh, what else do? We do movie nights. We do. Living Dead Mom gets in the kitchen and cooks for us. The kitchen.
Kicking it.
We are kicking it in the kitchen. I do coffee in the mornings as well, so you tune in on Sundays to that. Follow us on our social media accounts: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So you guys are up to date when we go live. All right. Moving forward. Doing another one here. Again, this is Wendy Girl. Thank you so much. We are doing ghost stories from Disneyland tonight. So this one was submitted by Annabelle K. And this one's called The Men's Room Basement Ghost. So I work the 3rd shift custodial. I see a trend going here. Everyone jokes around about the park being haunted, especially if you're new. I was in my first year as 3rd shift custodial. I had already heard all sorts of ghost stories from other cast members, so I was afraid to work alone anywhere in the park. At this point, I hadn't had anything happen to me till this night. I'll never forget it. So I was working in Toontown, and I was assigned to work in Mickey's basement, which is below Mickey's house. There's a set of bathrooms, a break room, a small gym, and a small gym. I started off by cleaning the men's bathroom and went over to the women's bathroom. As I was in the women's bathroom, I started to hear something move around. I wasn't sure what it was. I ignored it and continued to work. Then I started to sweep the gym. And again, I heard something moving. This time, I heard it coming from the men's bathroom. So I shouted, "Hello? Anyone in the men's bathroom?" There was no response. So I took a look in the men's bathroom, and nothing. No one was in there, so I continued to work. As I'm in the break room, I hear it again. Something moving around in the men's bathroom. I go look again, and the trash can was in the middle of the bathroom. I just thought, maybe I didn't move it back when I was cleaning. So I moved it back to the side. I go back to clean the break room. Then I started to sweep and mop all the floors. As soon as I started to mop, there it goes again. Movement in the men's bathroom. I go to look, and the trash can was moved again. This time, it was on the opposite side of the room. That's when I started to get scared. I moved it back and was trying to rush out of there. I had already finished the bathrooms and the gym. When I was halfway done in the break room, I hear the trash can move again. And this time, I ignore it and try to move as fast as I can. At this point, I'm scared. I don't even want to be down there. I'm thinking in my head, if there's something down there, it can't hurt me. I just need to hurry. I'm almost done. And that's when I hear, right off my left shoulder, "Get out!" in the most creepiest voice. I kind of froze. I could feel my hair standing straight up. I grabbed all my stuff and ran out of there. I didn't finish mopping. I was just so scared I didn't want to finish. I just ran out of there. Till this day, I won't step foot down there alone. After that, I heard other stories from cast members who had experiences down there. And every story had something to do with the men's bathroom. From hearing things and seeing shadow figures. I've had other experiences in the park, but this was the scariest. Wow.
Definitely.
That was a good one.
Definitely.
That was a good one. I think I'm familiar with that area that he's talking about.
Okay.
In the Mickey's Toontown, where you meet Mickey, you go down the stairs, and there's a break area for costume cast members. And I'm picturing it in my head as I'm reading. I'm thinking that's the same exact, there's a men's and women's changing room, and there's a area for the cast members to what we call stretch and flex. Mm-hmm. And that was the gym. But man, I don't think I've ever experienced anything down there when I was working there. Mm-hmm. But it's creepy. I can see it in my head as I'm reading this. I know exactly how that restroom is set up. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was one of the creepiest, I think, to hear.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out. Get
yes,
out.
I will. Someone didn't like it, so yeah, that was really creepy.
Goodness.
That was a good one. Thank you again,
Wendy
girl. Thank you so much. That was all you had to highlight, but were we saving these for later, or?
Yeah, we can save some for later, definitely.
Okay. Do you want to take a turn, Living Dead Moms?
I'll take it.
Living Dead Moms turn. Again, welcome in, guys. We're not done. We just started Ghost Stories tonight. Our apologies again. I know we planning on doing this Thursdays, but we were just deadbeat, so we pushed it back to today. So we're having a fun, spooky,
Scary Saurus.
Yeah, Scary Saurus.
Love it.
Blah blah blah. But welcome. This is our Disney themed a ghost story night. So
Your coffee friend is here.
What more better? Hey, Ahmed, are you here? Hello, Ahmed. Thank you for being here. Again, my friend Ahmed from Turkey's visiting us in the chat. I'll share his link. Go if you like looking at coffee videos, and he's really amazing at it. He's taught me a lot of the trade of the skill set of brewing coffee. So thank you for being here, Ahmed. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening and tuning into the ghost stories. Living Dead Mom, are you ready? Is it your turn?
It's my turn. Okay, so I have 2 stories here that are accounts from a nursing home, and then I have a couple others on my telephone. So this one is called Nursing Home First Experience, and this happened in the state of Kentucky. And this reads, I work in a nursing home. I have a resident who has had a lot of falls recently, so I was told to sit in the hall to his room. There are 2 of us on each floor, so we each get a hall with about 10 residents. I'm sitting there reading for a bit while it's quiet. I work the 3rd shift, and I hear him talking. I'm thinking he's just talking in his sleep. Well, a couple seconds later, he pushes his call light, and I walked around the corner. I said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, what can I do for you? And he said, oh, I don't know, what did the girl want that was just in here? She was just standing there staring at me and wouldn't tell me what she needed. I said, well, I'm sitting right outside your doorway, and I know that nobody came in here. He said, well, I know I saw her there, and she was just looking at me when I tried to talk to her. I said, I don't know. I'll ask the other girl that's here with me if she came in and what did she look like. He said, oh, she had dark messed up hair. I don't know. Her uniform was a bit different than yours, and she was kind of younger. That night, I had my hair in a tight bun, and the other girl never came to my side. Plus, she had blonde hair, and it was tied up tight as well. I said, okay, well, I'm going to sit back in your doorway, and I'll make sure no one comes in so that you can sleep. Well, even though I was creeped out, I thought it could have just been a hallucination or a dream, except later that night, I had told the girl I was working with what had happened. She came back and told me that one of the residents on her side that she was tending to told her that the girl in her room would not leave her alone. She had dark hair as well and wouldn't even leave when she asked her to. Coincidence? I don't know. What do you think?
It's always the creepy girls, right?
The creepy girls, right?
With the tattered clothes.
I know.
The old, outdated clothes.
Yeah.
The time period clothes. Those are pretty common.
Those are pretty common. So I wonder if it was a old resident or an old worker. Maybe from her uniform sounds like maybe she used to work there.
A worker. Wow.
Why would you stay at work? Why would you haunt? Well, maybe. I don't know. So, second story, same person.
Okay, same account.
Second story. Same person. All right. So tonight, about 45 minutes or so ago, I was in a resident's room. He was talking about how the lady above him wouldn't leave him alone and let him sleep. I asked what she looked like. He described the same lady that my other residents described in my last post. I was just trying to ease my mind and take his off of it, get his mind off of it. I looked up a couple times and yelled at her to leave him alone. I was there for a good 10 minutes talking to him and listening to him talk about how she needs to be whacked upside the head. I was changing him too, and while all of this was happening, it felt like the hair on top of my head was standing up. I was so creeped out that I didn't want him to know. I eventually said that I would get my angels to make her leave, and he smiled. Then I walked partly out of his room and watched him for a second. He wouldn't take his eyes off of her and then started to reach up like he was reaching to her. He held his hands like that for a few seconds. So I said really low while watching, Lord, please help this man and make whatever he's seeing go away, and then left the room. I went to tend to another resident immediately after. Then after I finished her, as I was washing my hands, I noticed 3 to 4 scratches on my wrist, really red and whelping. I know I didn't scratch them. I would have known. I didn't feel it happen, and they are still there even now. I'm really creeped out now. I was hoping it was him having a hallucination. Never had this happen before. So he wrote this 45 minutes after it happened. So that's why within that 45 minutes, he still had the marks on his wrist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's scary, because remember we had was it the last time we did this, there was someone had gotten physically touched by something, but when they start scratching and doing physical harm, that's
next level.
That is next level.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't control. Really.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I was right.
Wow, very creepy. Very creepy stuff,
Right?
guys.
Right?
Amazing.
Okay. Have a couple more that I chose. Let me see. Okay. So this one is called The Wedding Band. 63 years ago, I lived in a haunted chateau in Orleans, France. Every night, a spirit woman would visit and play with me. She especially loved playing on the staircase and always went downstairs during our playtime. I asked the owner in broken French if she knew who the woman was, and the Madame Aubert told me it sounded like her mother who lost her wedding ring before she died. One day, my mother was cleaning the fireplace in the living room and found a gold band under the slate. I told her about my spirit friend and what Madame Aubert had told me. I asked my mom to put the ring on the table so she could find it. That night, my friend came to visit, and I told her we had found her ring. We played for a bit, and she went downstairs, and when she returned, she kissed my forehead, smiled, and disappeared through my shuttered bedroom window. The next morning, the ring was gone, and she never returned. But I was extremely happy for her.
Wow.
And that's from Deborah M. in Florida.
Thank you, Deborah M.
So how crazy, though, for her to have taken a physical item like that.
Wow. See, that's the other next level
Yeah,
thing, too.
that's
is when
another
they
next
can
level
physically
thing.
move things around, not like the trash can earlier. That's almost like a poltergeist.
It's like a
Another
poltergeist.
poltergeist story.
But she was just hanging out trying to find her wedding ring.
Hanging out. Wow. She really wanted that wedding ring again.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Just a simple gold band.
That's it. That's all she needed.
All she needed to go wherever.
To cross over.
Wow. Yeah. Pretty crazy, right?
Very, very crazy.
Yeah.
Very fun. Fun and spooky.
Fun and spooky. This one is called Let the Sisters Sleep. Years ago, I was employed at a convent located in Lamont as a nursing manager. My duties included covering for the midnight nurse if she got ill. Anyway, one night I had to go in at 3 a.m. A nursing assistant and I were the only ones on the infirmary floor. At the time, there were 60 nuns on that floor. As I was headed to my office, I saw a nun at the end of the unit dressed in her habit. The only thing I was thinking was that only myself and the aide were on the floor. I was worried that this nun would wake the other sisters. So I started to approach her and said, "Hey sister, what are you doing up? Go back to bed. Everything is okay." I kept walking toward her and talking to her. She didn't respond. Then it hit me that no one on that side could get up without total assistance. I stopped in my tracks while she kept walking towards me. I saw as she approached that she had no feet and no face. I didn't think I could run as fast as I did into my office, and I slammed the door behind me. The aide then knocked, came in and said, "Oh, you saw her, didn't you?" And then told me she saw her all the time.
Jeez. Wow, that would creep me
That
out.
would creep me out too.
So she had no feet.
No feet and no face.
And no face.
So she must have just been coming at her like...
Just like gliding, right?
Gliding. Yeah.
Wow.
Floating, gliding.
Yeah, floating.
Yeah.
Just,
no feet, no gait.
the only thing she was missing is just the fog, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needed the fog.
She needed that low-lying fog.
Low-lying fog.
Wow, that's
Right.
creepy.
But she was still in her habit, her dress, the nun's
That's
dress.
creepy.
Yeah.
That just adds a whole nother element to the scare creep factor.
Mm-hmm. The scary nun.
The scary nun.
The scary nun.
Floating at you with no face.
Yeah.
And no feet.
No face, no feet. Yeah, that's
Wow.
enough to...
Talk about just
Woo!
nightmare fuel right
yeah,
there.
there's some movie fuel, no
Holy
less.
cow. That's probably where
Do
they
they
got the
have the
movie
nun?
from, right?
The nun.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, that's a creepy one right
I
there.
know.
That
I
one's
know.
really spooky.
All right.
Yeah, how do you sleep after that?
I know. I know.
Jeez.
You
My
don't.
goodness.
You don't sleep.
Wow.
So this last one is called His Final Moments. And this reads, "My dad passed away unexpectedly on April 24th of 2012. I never got to say goodbye to him. We went to his funeral, and afterward we went back to my dad's house with his wife, and I remember a wave of calm coming over me. I remember getting off the couch and walking outside down a small path to a shed. I looked up at the sky and the clouds, and it started to darken. I then looked over at his shed where I saw my dad. He was wearing his brown and white striped dress shirt that he liked to work in, and his khaki shorts and khaki shoes. He looked over at me, and as he was walking out. He stared at me for a few seconds before kneeling down where his lawnmower was. Then he disappeared. I remember standing there for a few seconds before turning around and going inside. When I got back inside, I sat down, and his wife asked me, 'Do you know what time it is?' I said, 'No, why?' She looked at me with the mix of confusion and shock on her face. 'It's 7:45. I stared at her, and she said, 'This is what time your dad died.'
Jeez.
I blinked and said, 'I didn't know that.' I then told her what I saw. She turned white. 'That's what your dad was wearing when he died.' And that's how I knew exactly what happened to him. He showed me his last moments on earth."
Mm. Wow.
Kind of touching in its own right.
Yeah, it's not really
Yeah.
spooky.
Kind of well, yeah, it's definitely spooky, but it's touching too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
spooky
isn't
and,
that
and
crazy?
more, yeah, like you said, touching at the same
Touching,
time.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good one too. It's a really good one.
Wow.
Wow. Very fun.
I know.
Very, very cool. Should I keep going on?
Do you want to read more Disney?
Sure.
Sure.
Give us
How
a.
are you guys doing? Are we
we got
doing too much, too little?
we got 21 people in the chat.
Hey, Berry Place, welcome
Very
in.
Place, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Well, yeah, give us a thumbs up if you guys want us to keep reading. I got more ghost stories right here.
And then we have a personal account that
That's
we'll,
right, a
we'll share
personal account.
again. Yeah.
Okay.
So do a couple more, and
All right.
we can share our personal account.
Let's see, you highlighted one here. Should I do this one that
Sure.
you highlighted?
Sure.
All right. Very cool. Welcome in again. This is Living Dead Family. We're doing ghost stories. This is a Disney-themed ghost story night. Again, thank you, Wendy Girl. She submitted a bunch of stories that she'd found on the internet, online. And these are all from cast members or guests that have had supernatural experiences on the property there at Disneyland. So here we go. Moving forward. This one was submitted by Andy A. And this one's called Soarin' Spirits over California. Bet you know where this one's going to take place. I used to work for the resort back in 2014 when it was called Soarin' Over California. There are two theaters, Theater A and Theater B. B side was supposed to be the haunted theater. That's the theater that oddly breaks down most of the time. The story behind it was that the California Adventure used to be a parking lot. Trams used to take people from their cars to the entrance. Well, one day, when the trams were going by, a little girl happened to walk in the middle of the street and the tram ran her over. As your flight takes off, there's a cast member always in the theater watching to make sure the guests are okay and that the ride is operating properly. I was the lucky one this time and was working in that position. Below the screen is a basement, and no one is allowed down there during the duration of the flight. While in flight, I was watching the monitors. All of a sudden, I hear footsteps either going up or down the stairs from the basement. I turned around and no one was there. I turned back around nervously, waiting for the flight to end. At that moment, I felt like I was being watched from behind. The hairs on my arms stood up. After that day, I always had someone trade me their position. Pretty creepy.
Yes. That is pretty creepy.
Wow. That's the first time I've heard of that attraction being haunted.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've never heard of
Maybe
it.
because it's newer?
I think so.
Newer-ish?
Yeah. And
from this millennium.
right. And that's unfortunate for the family that lost their little one there. If that is a true story. I don't remember hearing anything about that, but I'm sure accidents probably happen frequently that probably never made the news.
The goal is so that you don't hear about them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's Disney.
The attorneys
doesn't want the publicity as well
yeah.
of all of that
Yeah.
on their watch.
Definitely.
So,
Barry Place just joined us, and he has shared that he was a tour guide on the Queen Mary.
Barry, you need to send us some of your ghost stories, my friend.
So I think we'd like to maybe do something together.
That would be fun.
He can share, he can share his experiences.
A live stream
I mean,
with
the
Barry.
Queen Mary, holy cow, that's what it's all about.
Barry,
right
you
there.
probably have nothing but ghost stories of the Queen Mary.
Right.
That would be fabulous.
Welcome in, Tyzima. Yeah, that would be really cool, Barry.
Hey,
We'd love
Ty, how's it going, buddy?
Collaborate with you and do something. I know you are good at
I spelled it wrong.
figuring that type of stuff out. So we'll get together and chat about that real soon. He said he has some good ones. Awesome.
We're ready to hear them, my friend.
That's
we
awesome.
are ready.
We're excited.
Definitely ready.
Did you have some more?
I mean, yeah. There's plenty here. we can fill up this time slot. My goodness, there are several. You guys enjoying our ghost story night tonight? Let's see. We did the New Orleans encounters.
Thank you, Barry Place. Thank you. Did we got 505 now? We had 504 when we started. I think we had more.
We had 506.
Yesterday. Yeah, and then we dropped
and
back.
then we drop, which usually happens.
It's kind of the way it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually after a day or two, then YouTube takes them away from us, and then they'll come back. It's because they got to make sure the accounts are actual valid people that have an active account, not just a made up phony account. So I get it.
But
I
we're
understand.
not in the background creating it.
I know. We're creating just to hit 500.
Oh man.
All right, let's see. There's some small ones in here. There's little ones in
lots
here.
of little ones too. We'll do a couple more and then we can close it out with our account.
All right. This one caught my eye right here. Because I like Tiki, the Tiki room, all things Tiki.
All Tiki.
I like the name of this story. This one was submitted by Louisa G, and it's called Tiki Terror. It's a little one. It's a short story, so here we go. It's my hubby's story, He as a cast member works at Tangaroa Terrace, and he has been telling me they have a very active poltergeist at the new outside bar. People have been hearing voices, things flying off of shelves. Downstairs in the pantry, footsteps been heard, and most recently for him, he saw a metal container float 4 feet up in the air and then drop.
Whoa.
It was an ice metal cup within a cup. The ghost has become more active since Tangaroa Terrace has been remodeled. It's not a harmful spirit. It's their friendly ghost. Wow.
How interesting.
I wonder I wonder if it was a former spirit that used to work there and they probably didn't like the remodel.
Bring it back. Yeah. And how cool though, because that is a familiar place for all.
Yeah.
That is a familiar place for all. We were literally just there. We were just having a float there the other day.
Yes.
We just sat right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was, well, see, I remember it as the Aladdin's, what was it called? Aladdin's Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've never dined there or really stepped foot in there at all.
I did when I was a lot younger once with my mom.
Yeah.
I don't remember many details about it.
Right.
It was like a show, a dinner show.
Yes.
Or something.
But they used to have like Hawaiian dancers, right? Or something like that. I'm sure there's Trish probably knows.
Right?
Not to throw you under the bus, Trish, but I'm sure you've probably visited there. I vaguely remember that being there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm sure there's pictures online and all kinds of things. There's probably video of that show.
There probably is video, maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be all grainy and stuff, but probably. I know.
Here's another one. Since I was just talking about Trish, she is Pirate Girl Trish.
Pirate Girl Trish.
This one was submitted by Andy R. This one's called A Pirate Pistol Whip.
Woo.
This is going to be fun. Again, another short one, so here we go. Pirates of the Caribbean ride. We sat on the last row of the boat so no one was behind us. I sat on the left side of the boat. Right when we are approaching the big battle of ships, I got bumped on the side of my head. No one was behind me, and it came from behind. I wasn't in the middle, so it wasn't people sitting next to me that bumped me. I was recording on my phone, and upon review, I noticed a dark shadow come into view for just a few seconds when I got bumped on my head. Does this continue here? Oh, no, I think that was the end of that.
That was it.
Wow, that was creepy. That was a scary one. I'd probably freak out if that was us on live stream.
Yeah. Again,
and I felt something bump my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I'm always going to think about that when the boats are cruising during that battle.
Yeah.
I'd be like holding
You're gonna be hoping you're in the middle and
like this.
There's someone regular behind you. No, and we don't want to sit in the last row anymore.
So I've heard, speaking of...
It was Miss Garcia.
It was Miss Garcia. It was Miss Garcia and Linda Lou fighting over Jack Sparrow.
That's all it was.
Throwing bottles of rum at each other. And so she probably got hit with a bottle of rum.
They're trying to pass me the rum.
They're trying to pass you the rum. That's right. That's what it was. But no, I've had heard stories before of that attraction when, whenever it breaks or whatever, it's because there's a spirit in there. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. This is from what I've heard from other people that have worked there, that apparently if you are opening crew of that attraction, you have to say hello to the spirit that haunts that ride. Wow. I'm not sure what the spirit's name, but and they always tell the new people that get trained on there, you got to say hello to whoever it is. I forget the name, Bob or whatever.
Keep them in good spirits.
Yes. If they forget to say hello before they open up that attraction, that ride will break down. Guaranteed.
He is a testy pirate.
Yeah. Yeah. So whenever the ride breaks down, it's always, oh, who forgot to say hello to?
Who didn't do the opening ceremonies
Yeah.
this morning? Wow.
Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's kind of a rumor or a
piano
urban
leg.
legend or whatever you want to call it. But
Bob is a good name.
wow. But that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's an actual
There you go.
true story
Trish
or not.
says probably the spirit of the skull on the bed's headboard.
There you go. That's true. That is fact, right?
Mhm. That is the one remaining real
Human
skull.
skull.
Yeah.
And the reason was because it was cheaper to get human skull. That's what I've heard. I don't know how true. It was cheaper to get human remains.
But there were more at one time, right? There were more human remains.
For the 60s at that time, it was more affordable to gather human remains and to fabricate them in some way or another. So
and now it's just bad juju.
Now look what they've done.
Right.
Those Imagineers.
It is not widely accepted any longer.
They had budget cuts back then. Who would have thought? I know. The internet. All right. How are we? Should we one more?
One more? We'll do one more. And
then our personal account. You might have to refresh my memory on that as well.
We'll probably refresh each other's as we
know.
go.
All right. So since you highlighted this one, I'm going to go to this one here.
Okay. Another shorty.
Again, this is from Disneyland. And this one was submitted by Jacqueline S. And it's called Ghostly Guests. Once my mom and I endeavored to ride by ourselves the Haunted Mansion on the last ride of the night. We got in just as they closed the gates at midnight and waited a minute in the gallery to let all the other guests board first. Once some space had passed, we got in our doom buggy for our solo midnight ride. But as we rounded Madame Leota's room, we were shocked and disappointed. We looked across the room and saw full doom buggies.
Doom boogie.
Men, women, and children. We figured they opened up the gates to let one more large group on. Oh well. When we got to the end to disembark, there was no cast member present, so we decided to linger in the mausoleum before ascending to the world of the living. And what did we see? Nothing but empty doom buggies.
Wow.
No people at all. We waited and waited. No one was there. True story.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
That is creepy.
That's really creepy. In
Brianna
fact,
just asked, how haunted do you think the Haunted Mansion is?
so to piggyback off of this, when I used to work there, one of my friends, and I'm so jealous that he got to do this. I don't know if you guys remember, and you can find video of it, or not video, but more photos if you search the internet. They used to have a character in the 80s during the hallway, the corridor of doors, as the doom buggies are going backwards, where the breathing rooms are. If you look to the right, there's an emergency exit right there. Well, right at that spot, they used to have a costume character dressed as a knight in shining armor, and that costume was the ship. The name of that ship was called Knight, and that's all that costume was. Is you just went and you jumped out and you scared people. Eventually, they took it away because he was too scary for the guest.
Yeah.
But my friend that used to do that back in the 80s, he told me some spooky stories of that, and every once in a while you'd get the group, as you load people from the elevator, and he would get ready and hear a group come by, and he'd scare people as they would go by, and there would always be like a few minutes break before another group of people came on. This was back in the 80s, so it wasn't as crowded as it is today, so there was space between. However, so he got done scaring, that first group of people that came along, and he's kind of like in a standby position, just kind of waiting for the next group. So he hears voices, where they normally come, where so he can guess, okay, they'll be here in like a few seconds, and I can start scaring. So he heard the voices of people talking and chattering. A doom buggy goes by. He's getting ready position. Another doom buggy goes by, getting ready to scare. A third one, a fourth one, so on. Several doom buggies have gone by, and there was no one in there.
Wow.
And he was standing there ready to scare. And he said that freaked him out because obviously just the ambiance in that room, just the moans and the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But he knew the moans, like he would hear them in his sleep.
Yeah.
He can distinguish when the moans in the corridor of doors were, and he could separate and hear the voices of people, of guests on the attraction. And he said he swore, I heard people that were coming that I was getting ready to scare, and no, there was no one there. So I'm pretty sure that place has got some haunts in it.
Oh, it has to.
There has to be.
Same reason, like we talked about with pirates and all the dumping of the ashes and all the possibilities. And honestly, it's just the beloved ride of so many. Everyone has their favorite ride, but there seems to be a larger group that love, be it pirates or the Haunted Mansion or maybe the castle,
right?
But I'm sure that there's places in that park that may have more action, if you will, than others. And I would say that the mansion is probably one of them.
I would agree. Especially since, like just even Madame Leota's room, going through there, just that there's that little spell book that's in front of Madame Leota. I'm sure there's some creepy stuff in there, but back then when these Imagineers, if you will, they were just trying to think of spooky stuff to put in there.
Right.
And I'm sure there's plenty of documentaries on the Haunted Mansion, how it's half of it's creepy and spooky and eerie, and the other half is all jolly and happy, and that's because there was two of the Imagineers had just different opinions.
Yeah.
Since Walt unfortunately wasn't around to complete the attraction, they had to put their disagreements on the side and just kind of combine each of their ideas into that one attraction, and that's what we have today. But no, I do think the attraction it's got some spirits in it.
Definitely. Trish says, of course, I don't know how haunted the mansion is, if it is at all, but every single time I pass the doors and the clock with the crooked hands, I feel a cold energy. Hair on the back of my neck always bristles and shiver goes down my spine.
Wow.
Too much imagine, don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole area right there. To me, that's the creepiest part of the ride, is going through the corridor of doors up until like Leota's room. But definitely, that clock right there is super creepy. It's the hands that come down. It's a vibe in there. That's for sure. Just the darkness and the gloom that's in there, and just the audio. It's sometimes when I want to get spooked or I miss the mansion, there's people that have uploaded, have separated the audio and the sounds of the attraction. You can find and listen to them on YouTube, and like every little minute sound, like it's got its own little track.
Wow.
And that's really cool. It's fun, it's creepy, but
so many things go into it, you just don't even realize.
Yeah, exactly.
Brady 111 says, do you think Walt is around Disneyland a lot?
Gosh, there's some videos that had surfaced a few years ago that think that some of the security camera footage had captured a spirit walking kind of on or around near the Haunted Mansion. And the rumor is people think it's Walt.
And also some light activity and other things in his apartment.
Right, and I was about to say, the apartment too, I've heard is possibly haunted. I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Right, yeah.
It's his home.
It's where he
resided when he wasn't at his other place of residence. So I'm almost positive those grounds are haunted. If not the mansion, definitely Walt's apartment. Yeah, which mental note to I need to talk to my former cast member friends and see what they have too, if they got any more fun ghost stories. I mean, we got more here, but we could probably save these for another time, or
keep going every other week.
I know we
can't give it all away.
We can't give it all away. We need more stories, guys.
I know, definitely. Well, and that's what's cool is things keep kind of brewing. Like Barry visiting us tonight, and then something could come from that. I know Wendy is working on some things. She's got some folks across the pond, but we're working out a time difference because there's such a big time difference for us, etc. So we're definitely working on some things in the background. Plus, we keep doing things, you know, be it investigations and such, so that we also have stories to share.
Have you already shared possibly our next investigation?
So hopefully we're going to be doing, we're trying to put together a meetup of sorts, and that meetup, if we have enough people, would probably be somewhere more general, like be it the haunted forest or a cemetery. Okay. You know, one that you can get into after hours. Also, we're thinking of maybe doing it along the lines of a giveaway, if you will, because the second place is more limited in space, and that would be at a haunted historical site in Orange County that we're familiar with, and our really good friend has connections there. She raises money for them to help them with the restoration of the property, and so there's just a really good relationship there, and she has offered to do something special with us and maybe one of our viewers or two of our viewers that would really be interested in doing that with us. So we're still talking about that and working those things out. So 2 possible scenarios there. And those would probably be aside from what we're doing here. That'd probably be like on a Saturday or something, maybe. And then we were going to talk about one of our experiences at this property as well. It was our first time going to, it's called the Mag House, M-A-A-G, the Mag House. And one of our first live videos way back, we were there covering it live, and it was the slideshow of horrors, and it had all the clowns. If you've gone back to our videos, you'll see us there. And that was to raise money to help bring the Mag House back to her original beauty, because she's old and she's dilapidated and just needs a tremendous amount of work. I mean, to the tune of like $1.6 million of work. And we were lucky enough to be able to do a ghost investigation in that actual house, which is not normal. Right. Normally you can do the other house that's on that property. They do guided ghost tours house, right, and everything at the Kellogg house. But to go into the Mag House was pretty cool. So there was a group of us that went into the Kellogg house, and then a group of us that went to the Mag House, and then at some point we switched because just space. These houses are
very tiny,
tighter quarters, you know, they're not open floor plans.
They were built what, in the early
1800s?
Yeah, the 1800s.
Yeah, and the stairways are
so
very
narrow.
Shallow stairs and narrow stairs and
loud.
Just, yeah. We definitely had some activity in the Kellogg house.
Right.
When we were upstairs, we definitely had some activity in the Kellogg house, but we also had activity in the Mag House. And the reason the one in the Mag House, it was so much more pronounced. It was so much more undeniable, and everybody that was sitting there experienced it.
It
It
really
wasn't like it wasn't like, oh, did you hear that? And then you just hope someone else did. Like, we all experienced it.
It's your stereotypical haunted house. I mean, you
Yes.
look at it, it's just dilapidated.
It's
right?
like straight out of Scooby-Doo.
It's the rooms aren't finished. There's some boards up where you couldn't even access to go to
Yeah.
other parts of the house
Mm-hmm.
in the room, so you can peek through the boards
Yeah.
and see that there's definitely some rooms that were unfinished, but you already just walked in and you just felt heavy.
You can see that the plaster, be it laughing plaster or whatever, is, you know, off the walls, but you can see the wood in there. You can't go up the stairs, you would fall through.
Right.
And we were in what I believe was called the piano room. There was an old piano in there.
There was a piano there, right?
There was a
Okay,
piano
that's
in
right.
there. And the story was that it was someone from Germany that had lived there. And so obviously back in the 1800s, we had a large German population, a large population of people immigrated here from Germany. And so we were thinking, so it was also said that the lady of the house really enjoyed like German piano music, or, you know, German
Right.
music. I think it was a little bit more specific, but I can't remember. Louise would probably remember better. And so we were trying to find with our phones the ability to find some German piano playing, some music, maybe to stir something up a little bit. Not in a negative light, but in a positive light. Play favorite music from that time period on the piano. And then at one point it got quiet, and directly above us, it's a 2-story home, and you could see, again, you could see through the floors. You could see like light and dust coming through the floorboards.
This was at nighttime.
It was
too.
at night.
So it was very dark. There was no light in there at all. Pitch, like almost.
Yeah.
The only light that was coming in is just
Our
from
phones.
the phones or
Our
whatever
flashlights.
ambient light was coming in from the
Uh-huh.
outside. There might have been some
Street lights.
street lights, maybe the moon. I don't remember if the
Mhm.
moon was out that night or not. But
Yeah. And there were it was right around the 4th of July, so you could hear people out doing fireworks and stuff. So it was active out
Yeah.
there. It's in Santa Ana. So it was a little active. And so it got quiet at one point, and you could just hear, it was so audible and clear, something, not an animal, it was a
Steps.
good pronounced step, a person, a weight, walk across that floor.
Mhm.
And again, if someone had actually walked across that floor, they would have fallen through, or you would have seen it. You could see through the floor.
And mind you, if I remember, there was security that was
And
there.
there was we had, and so that
They had
that's
to unlock the door to let us in.
Yeah.
And we knew for a fact there was no one up there,
it. Yeah.
because security patrols that whole, not just the area, but that house
Hey, Jason,
specifically.
welcome in.
They specifically patrol that house and that home just to keep any transients
Right.
out.
Yeah,
and
it's heavily
anybody.
guarded.
It's
all
very
night long.
guarded.
And and also when you do these, it's different than a ghost tour. You can pay to do ghost tours at the Kellogg House. Go with a guide, and he can tell you his stories, etc. And the guy that does it he's great. But this was different. This was us renting the house for a night,
Yeah.
aside from the public, no tour. So we had to hire security, additional security, who had to be there with us. I think we were there from like 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then we have to provide insurance as well. So, and then they opened up that house for us, but the security had to be there. There was also another employee of they call it the Heritage Museum, who, you know, checked everything out, made sure no one was there, etc. before we walked in and did our investigation. So it was spooky.
But to add to that, do you remember, so after the footsteps that we heard above us, it wasn't even like a minute later, I forget who was in the group, and we were playing someone had their phone out playing the old piano,
Yeah.
German music, someone in the group had spotted there was a rocking chair.
The rocking chair.
That was right next to us.
Yep.
And we weren't even looking at it, but someone in our group pointed, oh my gosh, look at the rocking chair.
And it was rocking.
And we all took our flashlights, and sure enough, that chair was definitely not a lot of movement, but just enough.
A little bit,
just
yeah.
Some slight
just a
movement.
gentle,
some slow rocking movement, and that really spooked us out after that.
That one.
I mean, if the stairs weren't enough.
That was our first time going out for an investigation.
Yeah.
We were so excited, like little children. And then came the time of
we had
something really happening. Yeah. I mean, again, we've had our own experiences. I don't know what that was. Our own experiences.
We're having an experience right now.
Right? But no, going somewhere unknown in wanting that. I mean, that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
But then when it really happens, you're like, oh, crud, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Oh, boy, look at the time.
Time to go.
But yeah.
Time to skedaddle.
Now, there was stuff in the Kellogg house, too, right?
We did have some stuff happen in the Kellogg house. We did the, those laser lights, where you do all these, like, laser lights. Was that noise you? No.
I heard a bang.
A bang?
I just got scared.
Yeah. We scared our kid. These laser lights.
I call them disco lights.
Disco lights that you put across the room. And the point of that is that you can see if there's a disturbance in the light. Like if something moves across the light, you'll see the shadow of whatever it is.
Do you guys remember? They were real popular about 2 or 3 years ago. They were selling them at like those big box stores like Lowe's or Home Depot. And they were for Christmas lights.
Yeah.
People used to project them on their homes. Very similar.
But they have, for ghost hunting, they have little handheld lights.
Right. Yeah, and that's what Louise had, right? One of those, and she had set it up in the room. And did you see?
Yeah.
Because I think at one point you and I had split up.
Yeah.
You were with one group and I was with another.
Right.
So you were upstairs, I was downstairs, I forget. But I didn't see anything on those lights. Did you get to see those?
Yeah, we saw something just like walk across and disturb those lights.
Wow.
Noises. There was a point where someone lit off like really loud fireworks and it scared the bejesus out of us.
Oh, okay, the funny thing with that was we were in the middle of things she was doing. Was it the writing or?
Yeah.
And she was asking questions. Basically, one person gets headphones on, like noise canceling headphones. Louise, she'll go off to one side of the room. And she'll have a paper and pen, and we'll just start writing whatever's coming to her. While another person, or a group of people, are in the other room or another side of the home, asking questions.
Right.
And the point is whoever's Louise is writing down what the spirit is saying, communicating with her.
Yeah.
Well,
it's one of her abilities.
Right. And I think one question was, I forgot what it was. I think it's something like, are you still here? Or something like that. And right at that moment, that's when
a firework went off.
A big illegal firework went off. Again, it was 4th of July.
It was like
around
car
4th of July.
alarms started going off.
And my gosh, I think our hearts just dropped.
We thought
just the timing.
The timing.
I don't think it was supernatural, so to speak.
Auto writing, that's it. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah,
yes.
That's right. Auto writing, yes.
That's what she does.
It was just a coincidence at that moment when that question was asked.
We probably turned 30 shades of purple.
I think so, or white.
Like, past white. It was like purple.
I used to have jet black hair and a beard.
Yes.
After that moment, just the grays started coming in.
For sure.
But yeah, no, that was a fun night. I really enjoyed that night as well. There was even a little kids room that was creepy too up there.
Yeah, with some old toys.
Old toys, old dolls.
Dollhouse.
An old bed.
The old bed, books.
Yeah.
Clothing. There's a lot in there to attachment. Yeah.
I think almost every room in that Kellogg house had some type of a supernatural something or another experience in there. Even at the downstairs at the dinner table, in the what do you call it, the dining room, I think had some. There was some what do you call it? There was some communication there.
Yeah, and I know again we all kind of had to break up into groups And I know other groups were, we weren't necessarily with them, but I know they also had some experiences. So long story short, we're trying to put something together where we can bring one of you with us to go do an investigation there with the investigation team and some friends of the team. And then that's going to be by a donation that we will all make to the Heritage Museum.
And it's obviously centered towards, well, probably local here to Southern California.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless you are really into this kind of stuff and want to travel, it would probably behoove that it's someone local, and just let us know if that's something you're into, and we'll do like a private drawing or something for that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Again, need to get more specifics on that. But if you are into that and would like to do that with us, you've seen us do it a couple of times. We'll keep doing those when we have availability to do them. But if that's something you guys want to do with us, then yeah. And then a wider version would be the meetup with our friends in Ghost Investigation team, where it's not so limited, where we can go somewhere and all be together.
More like in a public setting.
More public setting, but
with
activity.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it would either be the Haunted Forest, but I think maybe a safer place would be the cemetery that we've gone to a couple of times.
I agree.
So that's more in the LA area. Not Orange County, but that's more in the LA area.
Again, if you guys have any other places that you know of that are public areas that you know of that are haunted, let us know too.
Yeah, definitely. If it's something we can get into,
something that's easily public accessible for us to go
and
into.
not everywhere is safe. We've been to the Suicide Bridge in Pasadena.
That place is a little hairy.
That place is a little hairy. There were, some transient people and stuff underneath there, and
very creepy.
Very, very creepy.
Very heavy.
Cool place to go.
Beautiful at night though.
But maybe just stay on the bridge. I don't know that it's necessarily the safest place to go under the bridge and explore. Not at night, anyways.
Yeah.
We were in a group, so I feel like we were semi-okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say go there alone for sure.
It's in Pasadena. Go ahead and search it up if you got some time. It's called the Suicide Bridge.
Very creepy and very creepy.
It's so so creepy. How creepy is it? They built a 10-foot fence.
Yeah.
So to prevent people from jumping the bridge.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna jump, you gotta climb a fence just to get to the other side, or just to get.
And it's sad because it's a historical but beautiful bridge in Pasadena, and you just really want to enjoy the beauty of it, but then it gets kind of clustered with their prevention measures to keep people from jumping off of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how high. It's a drop, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know how high it is, but it's been called. It's now got its name from so many deaths there. It's literally called Suicide Bridge.
Yeah, you can literally Google it.
And didn't we notice there was a bunch of locks on there, which represents people that have taken their lives, probably from like a family or loved one that had put a lock on the chain link fence, like as a memorial or remembrance of their loved one that decided to take their life. So it's sad.
Yeah, it is. It's sad. It's heavy.
It's very heavy there. It's a beautiful place at night. It's well lit. I think it's well lit.
Yeah.
For the most part, if you go down.
Until you go down, yeah.
Below, that's where it's really creepy.
It's a beautiful walk. Brady says, has anyone been to Hobo Hill House in Jefferson City, Missouri? No, that's a little out of our area here because we're in Southern California. I don't know, maybe someone else has been. We do have some other folks in here that do investigations, like Windy Girl. So maybe someone else has been there. Maybe we can look up some accounts of things that have happened there.
And then
you stay there the night, huh?
that would be great. And I know Trish, believe you live in Texas. I remember you telling us at one point on one of our live streams that there were some haunted places there in Texas. You got to refresh my memory. Maybe we can research those places.
Yeah.
And maybe pull out some ghost stories from, or if you know of any from those areas in Texas that you were mentioning to us before, that'd be great to hear some ghost stories from Texas, from down south. Yes, west of us in Mineral Wells at the Baker Hotel. That's
Mineral
right.
Wells. Let me look that up.
Yeah, we gotta look that up, and we will possibly our next time. Cause it just hit me right now. I remember you'd have some fun ghost stories or experiences from down there, and I'm sure probably Travel Channel's probably done some specials on there.
Yeah.
If not Travel Channel, what's his name? Zach
Mm-hmm.
Bagans. I mean, you can go on and on.
Yeah.
And find.
But is it made up or is it real?
I know.
I don't trust that guy anymore.
I know.
I think in the beginning, but now anything he says, he just has to keep up in the ante. So.
Speaking of, you had an experience after one night we watched one of his shows.
True. Oh my gosh, what house was it?
It was called the Demon House.
The Demon House.
It was a special episode, and it only aired like
one time.
It was
I'm sure you can find it now in the catalog of replays on Discovery or whatever.
We lost sleep that night.
Yeah. I literally did. We watched it, and they kind of warned you maybe not to watch it.
There was a disclaimer at the beginning of that episode saying that if you watched it, there's a possibility that there could be some type of you could experience some supernatural.
And I thought that was great marketing.
I did too. I'm like, whatever.
It was really good marketing. But that night was a really rough night. There was
and where was that? It's called the Demon House, but where was it?
I think they destroyed it, didn't they?
I think
they
so.
Destroyed the house.
Is it in Ohio or where was that? Indiana. I want to say it was Gary, Indiana.
Windy in Texas. Okay, we need to keep working on that.
I think it was in Indiana.
Yeah.
If not Gary, some other town in Indiana. But I guess the story behind that were people. I don't know if it was transients or whoever had lived there. I guess they were doing some real evil, demonic type of just conjuring up evil spirits. Yeah. Whoever lived there, and anytime people would move out and move in.
Brianna was home. I was not doing well after that show.
But that night,
that night was a really rough. I was sick.
You had an experience.
It made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach.
But you saw something that night, didn't you? Do you remember?
Brianna, do you remember?
I think you had mentioned you saw something floating out here.
Out here.
Like it was the nun or something like that you saw.
It just like really haunted me. Whatever it was, it really haunted me, and I wasn't feeling well. Like something just dark. And Brianna says, no, you were just sick. That's what I remember. I remember just being ill. And I couldn't sleep the whole night. I was so disturbed and just a darkness. I just felt ill. I don't know how else to describe it.
And we've watched him several times. And just like watched him like it was just an episode of Cheers or Friends or whatever. Like, oh, it's just another episode of Ghost Adventures or whatever. But that one night, there was something different about that episode.
There's something going on there.
I don't know if it was the disclaimer he had at the beginning that just kind of messed with your head.
I don't know what it was, but it got me.
Yeah,
it got me.
And something happened. I guess that he lost his vision during that episode or something.
Yeah,
the demon took his eyesight, or I
That's
forget
right.
what it was.
Yeah, that it affected his eyesight.
So to this day, he wears really thick. You call them bifocals or whatever. So
and I think that started even before that with some other places he had visited, like what was it, Bobby McGee's or something like that. Some other was like a bar or restaurant somewhere, And they believe there was a portal of some sort on that one, but
crazy.
Yeah. So
We can go on
I
and
know.
on
Yeah.
and on.
We got stories to tell.
Even this neighborhood. Remember, there was an episode.
Yeah, there was.
I forget what ghost shows, like Discovery Channel or Travel Channel.
They
but
did something.
right around the corner from where we live.
Yeah,
there's a
house
home here that supposedly is a portal to another world or something. I don't know. I forget.
And then there's an old like family cemetery back in the hills over here. I think they started out legit, but now it's what I think. I don't trust him anymore either, Wendy. I think before, when he first started his show, I feel like he debunked everything.
Yeah.
You know, and we kind of do that too. What are the possibilities? Oh, this closet door moved. Oh, let me see if I move. Does the closet door move? Yes, it does. Okay, we debunk it. You know.
Right.
And I feel like he started out with those intentions. But to stay on TV, to get people to watch you, right? For people to watch you, you got to keep upping that ante.
Yeah.
And so after a couple of years, it was like his stories had to be more and more and scarier and scarier and outdo it and get you to come back and outdo it and get you to come back. That now I think it's all 98% BS.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's just ratings. That's how ratings work. That's how television works. That's how entertainment works.
Yeah.
If, the less eyeballs you get on your show, they're gonna
I'll have to check them out.
pull the plug
Ghost
on you.
Brothers. Darth Vader, he's excited for WrestleMania. So this weekend, Damien, you may not see me on this one. There's like 12 hours of wrestling this weekend.
It's like already started.
I know.
I think tonight they're doing their Hall of Fame.
Fame.
So I'll have to go back and watch that.
Keep this part short before people start falling
I
asleep.
I know.
Living Dead Dad will be live Saturday and Sunday doing a watch party for WrestleMania. I believe it starts at 2.
We'll have to double check. I've heard 2. I've heard 4. Sometimes I think the 2 might be the pre-show, or I might be another.
What time will you be live?
I'll put it in YouTube tomorrow, or follow us on social media. Turn on your notification bell so you know when we go live.
Okay.
And
so I know we've got Sanchez. Hopefully Brian. We got Windy Girl. I know there was someone else too. It's
my guilty pleasure. It's my Super Bowl. I watch it. I don't watch it religiously. There's so much wrestling during the week. It would take up my entire life. So
I'll throw some snacks at him here and there, maybe.
But this event, it's like I said, it's a Super Bowl. So I'll sit down and be glued to the TV for the weekend. It used to only be a 3-hour event long time ago.
Yeah.
Back during the Hulkamania days, but we've evolved. The industry's evolved since then, and now it's taken over 2 days. It used to just be 1 day. That was COVID during lockdown. That's when they upped it to 2 days. So, and here we are past lockdown, past COVID, and they're still making it a whole weekend event. Which makes sense.
So he'll be doing that Saturday. Sunday we'll be doing lattes with the Living Dead and our giveaway. And we usually do those around 10:30 a.m. Not too early. So we'll do.
We already showed our giveaways.
Oh yeah, we've got.
Hang tight. If you're just joining us, we showed at the beginning, right?
Another thing we had, which was donated by Tina to a T.
Thank you, Tina.
Is a really fun Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe this is like a journal.
That's fun.
Yeah, so still in the wrapping, still in the box, so really cool. And I'm sure we're going to come up with a couple other things between now and then.
What else we got? What else? What's behind door number 2?
I know, but our if you will, big thing was this first edition from Trader Sam's. You know more about this than I do.
Yeah, that was the first edition at Trader Sam's, the Tiki Mug. Haunted Mansion. It's kind of modeled after the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah.
We picked up a few, so.
But this is from Trader Sam's, and it is the first edition, so it's the one that you want.
It's never been used, never displayed. It's always been in its
the
plastic
zombie
in
mug.
the box. It is a zombie mug.
Zombie tiki mug from Trader Sam's, first edition. So this is the one that has some value to it, if you will. So we'll be doing that, those other items, and we'll see what else we can come up with between now and then. So that will be Sunday. So we need to make a community post for that.
Yeah, we'll do a community
tonight,
post. Yeah.
so that people have plenty of notice.
Yeah, once we're done here, we'll start.
Okay.
We need to do some community posts
Yeah.
of Sunday. So that will be Sunday morning after we do breakfast.
Yeah.
Coffee and breakfast with Living Dead fam.
So we'll do the giveaways on Sunday. We're staying over that 500 mark. So unless everyone leaves us tonight,
I know. Let's not drop the our subscriber count.
So, and then after that, he'll also be doing WrestleMania on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Saturday WrestleMania, Sunday breakfast, and WrestleMania some more. So it'll be a lot of Living Dead. Tina, you donated some items for us to give away that were Nightmare Before Christmas, because you know that we love Nightmare Before Christmas. So thank you to you for that.
Yes, thank you, Tina.
Yeah, so, and then like I said, we probably have some other fun stuff up our sleeves, and then we'll just keep on going. Thank you guys for helping us on the road to 500.
Yes.
Couldn't have done it without you. That was fun for us. Now on to whatever's next, and
I guess the big one. I mean,
the
of course,
big one,
there's
yeah.
the 100,
The
you know, the
hundreds.
6, 7, 8, but obviously the thousands, the 1K is the next big one.
The next big one, and then we'll see you tomorrow if you are a WrestleMania fan.
Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, tune in all weekend. Pop in and out. It's gonna be a long weekend, a long 2 days. So stay with me. Watch my reactions. I can't, for copyrights, I can't be pointing
No worries, Tina.
the camera at the television, but you can watch me being silly and geeking out over over wrestling.
And if you like wrestling and don't have Peacock, it really isn't very expensive. And maybe there's even some promotional things.
I'm gonna look. I looked the other night. I'll post it again. There might be some free 1 month trials for Peacock if you really want to watch the event with me, or you can just watch my reactions here on YouTube. But if you also want to watch the show with us, with me, then definitely it'll be like I said, it's a paid subscription, but it's relatively affordable, even just for the month, and then you can cancel. But by all means, don't feel the need to purchase if you don't want to. But there's usually a free trial somewhere. I'll look for some links that might have a free trial for you guys.
Tina says, I want to see LDD geek out and see what goodies LDM makes.
There you go. It should be fun. It'll just be me on the couch yelling at the TV. There's always some surprise at WrestleMania for sure. So, and yeah, thank you guys again for tuning us. Don't forget to Monster Mash that like button.
Please,
we got 3 likes on there. Can we get a few more?
I think we've got
Birdie,
more than
please.
that.
Oh, maybe I need I'm
need
only
to
seeing
refresh.
3. I need to refresh the screen here. I'm only seeing 3. Let's see what we got.
Let's see.
Oh, that's
40.
better. That's better.
40. Yay.
That definitely,
Thank you guys.
that helps us all. Thank you guys so much.
Peacock is worth keeping. It does have great content. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. We do enjoy Peacock. Thank you guys for spending a bit of your Friday night with us.
Yes.
We enjoyed our time with you.
And everyone else is streaming tonight, so.
I know. Yeah, definitely.
Take your pick.
Definitely.
It is Star Wars. We'll probably do the Star Wars stuff. When's our next Disney day?
Friday.
Next Friday is our Disneyland day, so we'll. And
hopefully there's some Jabba the Hutt popcorn buckets left.
I know. Jabba the Hutt, and we got to go on Space Mountain, the Hyperspace Mountain.
And they did do some new stuff on Star Tours as well.
Oh, very cool. We got to see the new Star Tours attraction.
Yeah.
So some fun stuff happening this coming up week.
Thank you, Wendy girl. Hey, Holly, welcome in.
Hey, Holly.
Wendy, once again, thank you so much for all of your help.
Yes, thank you.
And we're working in the background. She's helping me in the background come up with fun stuff to talk about. She's amazing. Brady says Ninja Warrior starts June 3rd and he can't wait. Well, that sounds exciting. I'm going to have to look into that. We've got, 41 likes, 505 subscribers. Thank you to all of you guys. There we go.
We got a new sub today.
And,
thank you.
Awesome. You guys have an amazing night. Damien will show you some of the stuff we have in the background here.
Before I kill the stream, we can
listen to Sally
our friend Sally
as we close out. Tina says, what do you guys want to go? When do you guys want to go to the park to ride Star Wars ride? Girl, we're going Friday. Can you get a reservation for Friday? Let us know. And if not Friday, let us know when you can and let us see what we can do. Ahmet, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Ahmet.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Can
Forgive the mess in the background as we transform our loft here into a spooky area. We've got to move the baby's stuff and it's all good.
All right. Here's our Jack Skellington candelabras. We got this in the park, gosh, several years ago, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
This candelabra here, this one's always fun.
We have 2 of those.
Yeah, that's right. We have 2. And here's Sally to go with Jack. Isn't she cute?
She is cute.
And then we saw our life-size animatronic Sally.
We have a 13-foot Jack, but he will not fit in here.
He does not fit in this house, that guy.
Does not fit in here.
And we were blocking some of this stuff. Back when Downtown Disney opened, there was a store called, what was it called? Illuminations. And they sold these really cool villages that looked like it came out of a Tim Burton movie.
It kind of looks like the house in Nightmare, doesn't it?
It does. It does look like it's part of Nightmare Before Christmas. But we got some pumpkins in here. This guy, you guys saw him earlier. We got him at the Disney store many moons ago. He still works. He's got a cool Nightmare Before Christmas. It almost looks like Haunted Mansion plaque, yeah. That's always fun. And just some stack of pumpkins over here. We love Halloween, so we got all kinds of goodies.
Whatever we could fit for tonight.
Yes.
From the space we have to work with.
Yep. So, all right, let's turn this around.
I'm chasing him here.
You're chasing me. There's
Thank
Sally.
you guys. Thank you for joining us. Barry, it was good to see you here tonight.
Thank you
for
Barry.
hanging out with us. We'll definitely connect so we can get Barry to tell you his stories from
the Queen Mary.
That's
so,
exciting stuff.
I can't wait for that, Barry. We are stoked. We're excited.
Stoked.
We can't wait for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
again, that'll be cool.
Yes, thank you, Ahmet. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. For any of you guys that want to see me look silly, watch wrestling, it'll be fun. I promise, it will be fun. I'll make it fun. And have a good night, guys.
Good night, you guys.
Enjoy the evening.
Not Edward Furlong.
Hey, thank you for being here, NEF. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And have a good night. And as always, we'll see you all a little later.
Good night, guys.
Good night.